tighter scoreline than we saw last time these two faced on Nuke, but it still walked away with EG taking the win. An incredible performance coming out from Stanislaw alongside from Breeze, and they were able to deal with Cloud9. It was looking like Cloud9 might have had a chance in this one, but next we'll be seeing Train, and it was certainly action-packed. And I guess I got to start with Stanislaw having the game of his life right when they needed it.
He was so good, and that was very important, especially considering that Breeze did not have a good game at all. I was very impressed that, sorry, Ethan didn't have a good game, my bad.
Again, yeah, 2 games for him.
Exactly, 2 games for him. I was super surprised that the CT side for Evil Geniuses was so strong, considering that Ethan, who normally is one of the strongest CT-sided players on a map like Nuke, were nowhere to be found in this game. He didn't really have a lot of impact, but as you said, Stanislaw made up for it, and Breeze on the inside, especially all the times Cloud9 tried to explode on the inner bomb side. We even saw it in one of the last rounds as well. He was just locking it down time after time. It felt like Cloud9 were running head into the wall, and it didn't really have, dare I say, like the adaptations needed in order to facilitate them getting more T rounds, which to me was a little bit disappointing.
Yeah, I think the adaptations, that's the key word, because in the beginning, I mean, it did look pretty fantastic for Cloud9 on their T side of things. They got the ball rolling, and, you know, they did a fantastic job kind of bullying Ethan and not allowing him to get into the game. It actually felt like Ethan was playing a different pace of a game where Cloud9 said, nope, we're not going to let you get comfortable. We're going to keep coming at you. And unfortunately, I mean, Ethan, he did start to liven up, though, towards the end of that match. But in the beginning, it was a struggle.
Now, Potter, you're going to be taking us through another bit of your Weather Woman segment, and you're going to specifically be looking at the Cloud9 inner rush, which kept being hit over and over again here.
Yeah, exactly. And this was so well thought out from the Cloud9 side. I mean, it seemed like they threw out a bait and trap, and EG fell right into it. If you see here, OC and MOTM, they throw the 2 smokes that go outside, and this pushes Cirque and Stanislaw to put full focus towards this outside yard, which in turn exposes Breeze and Ethan. They're on an island by themselves and also flashbanged out. Now, Cloud9 do a fantastic job of doing the trade game. JT rushes out the hut. He knows he's just the bait here, and OC and MOTM completely follow that up. And if we go to their point of view here, you're going to see kind of how Ethan's game was kind of going throughout this entire series. I mean, MOTM, he just rushes out this hut door, completely pre-firing him and really just deletes him out of the server. So Cloud9, I mean, this was a nice set piece coming out of them, and EG, unfortunately, they fell right into it.
There's so much to this clip, right? Because you also saw Breeze, how impactful he was on the inner bomb side. He got 2 kills. Would he have gotten a 3rd one right there? I think it would have swung their way. So despite Ethan having a horrible game, Breeze was there to pick it up for him, and that's why the CT side was so strong for EG.
Now, going on to Train, it gets quite interesting because both these teams like to play it, but Cloud9 specifically, they've been playing it a hell of a lot recently.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I don't know where to put this one, Christine. I think we're at a 50-50, especially with Ethan playing as is right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't think Cloud9 are going to let go of the gas pedal at all. I think they're going to be just as aggressive coming onto this train. We know how much they love those outside yard pushes. These guys are very coordinated right now. You can see that their communication is really up there. So Ethan, he's got to be able to up his game level coming into train.
And that's a huge thing, right? Because we said about Ethan on the previous game, now on Nuke as well. If he comes into train heavy hitting, then I think Cloud9 are going to definitely struggle coming into it. But going in with a quick prediction on how you think it's going to go based on what you've seen, who do you think is going to take the series now?
If Ethan is killing more than 15 people on train, Evil Geniuses are winning.
Potter, what about you?
Man, Stanislaw, that round where he was walking through lobby, he knew exactly where the enemies were going to be. You could see his game sense is tingling. I think EG are going to win this.
Okay, well, you guys think it's going to be EG. Let's see which way it's going to go. But before that, it's time for us to head to a break. And when we come back, it's the decider between EG and C9.
Man, I can only hope for EG and Cloud9 that they've got somebody like Pimp in their ear trying to hype them up like he has for us. Okay, Pimp, not only an analyst, but the hype beast here in the channels as we wait for map 3 to begin. Train is what comes up next. Hey, Laundries, remember that time Cloud9 killed Envy on Train?
Yeah, that was a hard one to forget, actually. Yeah, I do remember that. That was OC specifically to bring them to this point, to allow them to get to this tournament to play. And what a tournament they've had so far in this series, at least. Honestly, feels like there was some small advantages that slipped in that last half, but they seriously could have won with some of those upper takes on that T side. Evil Genius is very fortunate to have it come to a third map. And it's just great to see both teams almost even strength being a map up and bringing this to train in the first place, though. There's definitely more fight in both these teams. And I think Ethan in particular needs to show us what he's got if they want to win. He's had back-to-back rough starts.
I'm ready to see it. There's a headshot through the smoke. Is that enough for you? Maybe he's going to fight a little bit more. Floppy, he's the one who's able to answer for Cloud9. Getting the kill at the back of the bomb site and immediately taking to the high road. He's going to be hiding in office. Double smoke, double flashbang for Evil Geniuses to try and make this retake happen. They do not have a kit, so time is of the essence. Right now, they're encroaching closer with one player already past Ivy and two on Old Bomb. Breeze is doing a really good job of just waiting here at the top of the ladder. He needs his teammates to get something done. Floppy's trying to dodge shots up here. Still very much alive with a fresh magazine in. Ethan, oh, he just tries to stick the bomb. It stinks of desperation, but it's success for Cloud9 here, taking their T-sided pistol.
Man, they did a great job of drawing attention away from the primary targets. Floppy would have been a great guy to take out first. From the bottom of the ladder shooting up, there was a player in back six trying to deal with Hell. He couldn't get that kill, and Floppy took him out, and then a second one refreshed it, and he couldn't get that shot in. And so it was just a series of complications for EG that just ultimately amounted to them losing. Overall, they got bombed down nice and fast. They did a good job, and now it looks like they pour out into the outer site versus the force up from Evil Geniuses, closing in on these scouts.
Getting real close. A couple of shots do connect. Floppy and Sonic hanging on for dear life, and Stanislaw, the single-handed difference maker in Nuke. Unarguably the MVP of Map 2. Unarguably the reason Evil Geniuses are still in this series. What's he going to be able to show us here on Train? I'm excited to find out.
Stanislaw is what you could say. He was the bottom of the match. He was the bottom of the match last match. A laugh or a scoff. I'm not even sure.
A little bit of both.
A chance here. JT, yeah, he just more wants to live. 4-up is a huge win for Cloud9 on top of actually taking the round. Minimal damage. The 4 Galils won't need to be upgraded.
Whoa.
Bit of a bank here for Cloud9 already. And it was a strong start on both maps for EG, not Cloud9. Cloud9 starting off this T side strong. Strong.
Very nice. I don't know if you noticed that. I was going to laugh at Stan if he died there. He had 3 HP, bomb exploded. He went down to 2 HP.
2 HP, wow. That's how smart he is.
Dangerous games. Very well calculated. Keeps that Deagle armor. The entirety of what Evil Geniuses have to work with this round hinges on Stanislaw surviving the last. So they decide to throw 3 bodies into Ivy, 2 of which come back, 1 of which continues on. Mata back over towards the Ivy, just cutting down the USPs alongside JT, so they are both making moolah. That Deagle comes up empty-handed. Cirque and Tarek trying to time what will be a final pinch attempt on flank, but Sonic gets into the mix before they're ready for it. And that means 5 survivors for the time being.
Just a quick eco breakdown of this round is basically they divide the A side into a triangle, use every train side, or every train on the right side where they come out of T-Con as map control that they're going to aggress upon, and then throw the smokes around the perimeter of the site, and then throw Molotovs onto the bomb train and try to funnel everybody into the back of the bomb train. And from there, go top trains, you get line of sight on the players behind the train, but the fights they take are all the ones up close and all around the trains. Because a very common strat has been used for a long time, and it just works really well on anti-ecos.
My goodness. Could there have been more flashbangs thrown at that A bomb site? It completely draws the attention of Evil Geniuses, who are maybe under the assumption that their grenades held back what was a commitment, but Cloud9 wasted no time getting over here to the B site. OC's Galil actually can't catch Stan. He is on little HP, and Cirque, well, that op on rotation does get the first kill of the round. So a 5 versus 4 for Evil Geniuses, but they've got a lot of map control to take back for this retake to actually happen. Cirque doesn't seem to see JT through the tip of the flames there. He's still very close with the MAC-10. Terrorists fall silent. CT's making a little bit of noise, in with 3 frags. It was hard to call who was going to come out on top, but it looks like Cloud9 have bested the defense. Tarek back in, but the time is so far gone. This one is over. Cloud9, I think great timing on the Molotov outside of Z, and those couple of flashes to just get the slight edge when they decide to go for the peaks. Like, just a second sooner, the counter-terrorists could have taken the initiatives, and it would have been on their terms, but I think it gets flipped upside down because of those pieces of utility.
When we're looking only at the minimap, we see an exec and then moments of silence and then suddenly an inner hit. And for EG, you think, well, if they see these smokes come out, but they don't see any people, why aren't they rotating? It's because the smokes are designed to block the information so that they can't be sure about anything around Sandwich or anybody crossing E-Box. And a lot of these same smokes are being used right now. This is but the anti-eco that we've seen in the past that's worked out so well. Smoked it back 6, Modem leading the charge. And this, oh, they actually didn't smoke back 6. Wow, Ivy was left kind of wide open, but they still don't find a trade, and Cirque's now left alone. The AK is saved for him by Tarek. A nice gift, but they give him no chance to take shots, fall back, and control the round. Instead, Cloud9, they move quickly to outside.
Okay,
but yeah, like, it's impossible. It's really hard for Evil Geniuses when they see that much utility coming outside and the specific smokes that are used to make a educated guess as to like whether or not it's actually a fake. So it does hold the Z connector rotator for a long enough time that we saw that the Galil who ran out upper B, he didn't even hold Z. He wasn't even worried about that. That strat is designed to hold that guy out so they can focus down the one player on the site. And he didn't get off or anything. So he was in a good spot to deal with that.
Yeah, now contrast what we saw in that round when we had all those flashbangs flying over A, but nobody actually being there, with what we just saw this time. Something, again, that starts off with tons of flashes at the A site, but follows through with T's running through their own smokes into the depths of that A bomb site. I don't know, but I'm scared of Cloud9 right now because they're running really fast executes, very elaborate and thorough executes, and yeah, let that stat sink in.
Holy smokes. What?
Because every flashbang that blinds multiple people counts for multiple flashes. So if I throw 1 flash and get 3 people, and we throw 3 flashes that blind 3 people, that's 9 flashes in 3 flashes.
It's a little over 2 people getting flashed every single round. Or sorry, two people per flash, I should say. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
So, you know, what I'm seeing on this A bomb site is like, not only can they just throw out a fake fast flash and hit the B bomb site within mere seconds, but they can also do the same thing and do this, commit to A. Floppy's gonna go above the trains, trying to get past this double op setup. Evil Geniuses with a 5 versus 4 Modem. Wow, fast adjustment there, and the follow-up headshot versus Tarek, taking back the kill advantage. Evil Genius is going to have to rely on Breeze here. Low health back sight Stan. He's cautious of some sort of a B hit, but there's nobody over there. Double Molotov confirms that the majority of Cloud9's members are still at A, but sent back down the way he came is Breeze. The latter, his demise. Stanislaw has to hide and just try and save this off.
Modem has been one hell of an entry fragger on this outside site, whether it's leading on the anti-ecos or on the full rifles as well. In fact, that round looked like it was almost lost until Modem got that 2K. The one on E-Box, the one within Sandwich, the one within Sandwich, I believe. Those are the 2 that really iced out Evil Geniuses, and it was a close round up until that point. So kind of another outside execute because it's been working, but here's a situation where this third kind of take on the style of execute does fall a bit short, and it's mostly about the insane ability to entry without being traded that allows Cloud9 to take the win.
I'm nervous for Evil Geniuses, I'm not gonna lie. The T side on Dust 2 nearly went unanswered. The T side on Nuke was only held back by top tier gameplay from Stanislaw. And now this T side on train shows no signs of slowing down. Something's going to have to change quick for EG, or else the next thing we know, Cloud9 are going to be at double digits on the T side of train. An ungodly position to be in. We get tons of utility already starting to throw over on this A bomb site. Floppy trying to lead the charge here. His smoke just got gobbled up by the Molotov. Doesn't actually pop. Kills being exchanged back and forth, one apiece. Ethan just trying to get away from all of these Molotovs spread across the entirety of the A site. Floppy with another crucial kill, now throws a bottle up into the top of office. Cirque burnt to a crisp, and Floppy's gonna try to drop Ethan, which he does. Stanislaw, again, just like last round, left alone with no teammates and no real chance at a win. That is 7 straight rounds.
What more can you say about that? And they're doing like a lot of the stuff they like, and it's crazy how they have such minimal losses on these executes as well. So yeah, pretty just a nuclear A-take that they've got going on. 7-0 as pointed out. And what is on the docket this time around? Full flashes outside to scare the daylights out of evil geniuses. They spread out into their normal setup. Modem's out to Olaf. Kill though in response from Tarek. What are Cloud9 trying to achieve?
Looks like they're trying to take that B bomb site. Bomb's coming. And there we have it. Floppy, good for the trade frag. Deagle's a valiant effort, but way too much to handle yet again. I mean, at this point, if Cloud9 are shredding through your double op setups, your full belts of utility, why would a few measly pistols ever be enough? JT and Floppy with 2 kills apiece. Modem gets the 1 over towards the ladder as well, just definitely locking down the flank to ensure nobody comes from behind. So let's keep it going. Cloud9, 8-0. How
Yeah.
far can they take this?
Hey man, if it's going to be this, I'd rather it just be like a complete stop and just be like what, and then try to go from there. If Evil Genius want to earn some respect in this half, they've got to start now. Cloud9 already going to take the numerical lead no matter what happens, and they again don't look like they're slowing down whatsoever. Modem does get popped through the smoke, and OC, his friend behind him, collateral damage in this affair. Cirque also stands his ground. That's an off shot down, and everybody's dying behind smokes.
Yeah, clean sweep, so it seems. The solution? Just shoot him.
Shoot through the pollution.
Ooh, Sonic does get the 1. Tarek caught between the trains, and there it is. It's done. Evil geniuses. They've broken the curse, at least for a moment. They can catch their breath, maybe. I'm not quite sure what type of pace Cloud9 are going to respond with. Up until this point, it has just been sheer aggression. Cut down through the smokes maybe has to force them to rethink things somewhat. We'll see.
What's big is they they've got the max loss bonus now, but they also keep everyone alive. So this allows them to just have a little bit more bank for this next round potentially if things go awry. We know they can because Cloud9 seem to be able to win rounds even when they shouldn't here on some of these outside execs. Just coming up with really unfavorable situations, or turning really unfavorable situations into these miraculous 2-piece frags that bring it back in their favor. Breeze not shy at Ivy. You gotta appreciate this. If he did call this out and peek down, they'd have a ton of information, but he's not gonna go that far. They've already rotated 1 inner. Stanislaw's promptly incendiary to work with. Tarek's also throwing nades upstairs, but it is this full B take that we're about to see.
Yeah, they dropped the Molotov at the bottom of Pop Dog just so nobody can flank. And they're going to start throwing all of the utility they can onto the site itself. Stan's going to be losing health. There is still Tarek within this bomb site, but down he goes. Nice splash assist coming out of OC. The utility has been crucial, but Floppy stops for no man. Just tearing through the back line of this B bomb site, taking everybody with him. Modem close on smoke to eliminate Ethan. 9-1 for Cloud9. That single round that they were able to hold off on the A site seems to be an anomaly for now. Will they even get a second?
Floppy's had one of the most impressive 1v4s that I've ever seen, just period, in CSGO history on this map versus Astralis. It was a great shots combined with great movement, ladder movement, and a very unfavorable situation over on the B site. He's definitely very good at this map. It's showing right here in his scoreline. Another fantastic entry from Modem as well.
Close smoke, Cirque eats the flash, and that's just enough for Modem to get himself another. Oh my god, the whip around. He just throws his crosshair onto the top of the Ivy train, and Stan is yet again scratching his head trying to find a solution. He's been the last man standing as the A site falls beneath the feet of Cloud9 all too often. This is a 10-1 T-side lead on train. This is what nightmares are made of.
Yeah, it's not a close one either. It's not one where evil geniuses are just like, in general, like dealing with the problem. It's in fact the problem growing, getting worse, and it's a repetitive problem. And they're just getting farther from the wins. And shout out to Modem for these entries, man. He has been incredible outside. Incredible.
For a second, I was trying to figure out why he would throw that frag, and then I remembered it's to buy another flash. That they can do this. Push right past the front line of the A site. Trying to line him up. Floppy's going to have to reload. That's going to cost him. But even then, Tarek is so incredibly blind. Gun goes dry. Sonic in with another. OC keeping him at it. The pace of these rounds is ridiculous. Can we just stop? Can we just take a break?
I'm fine. Dude, let's keep going. Let's keep it fast. Dude,
All right.
It's exciting. I know you're ready. I know you can handle it. No, you've wanted to cast MOBAs for a long time because you want these fast-paced, drawn-out fights, and that just keep going. So let's just keep the momentum high right now. Why wouldn't you if you're Cloud9?
God, it's almost hard to walk. I want to look away. But I just can't. You know, it's like a car crash. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's so odd to me. And actually, it took a second for my brain to recognize that evil geniuses have an advantage. They've managed to stop this on the front of both ladder and T-Con. They get 2 initial kills. Can Cloud9, on top of being up 10 rounds, also come in with a 3v5 upset?
I think at this point, it's bad. It's not as bad to lose in the exact same fashion in the last execute as it is to try something new and then lose. So I feel like they can do no wrong. They've already got 11 rounds. Why not try it? Oh my God, things are still not necessarily being covered. Danger here, but eventually Evil Geniuses pick it up. Yeah, they keep trading out favorably into the win. 2 rounds for Evil Geniuses, and man, what a steep slope they are at the bottom of. They've got to climb up, and they don't have a ski lift. Imagine trying to do that.
Sounds awful.
Skiing backwards up a hill.
I think there's probably easier ways than that. But
they don't know how to take the skis off and walk back up the hill.
Okay. No ski poles either. I see.
Yes. They're without ski poles.
Sounds horrendous. Sounds cold. The weather's finally starting to get nice around here. Let's not draw ourselves back into the winter wonderland of Canada. Deep Molly. Rough timing. Ooh, still great damage nonetheless. Cirque's gonna come out and try to hold this back. It was Stanislaw overwhelmed by the peak. That nasty timing. 2 immediate kills as well for Cloud9. It was looking even, but only for a moment, of course. And then it's done. OC and Floppy following up with another couple of kills. This is a masterclass performance.
Nobody expected this. I mean, this is now showing the what a flick. Oh my goodness. OC's been so good. And that round where, it's like an anti-eco, but it comes down to the 2v1, OC hits his flick. I love this idea of him sitting in the initial choke point with the op, with everybody pouring out on all sides, and then him making sure his teammates can gain space, picking him off, garnering him all of these opportunities, and him just landing every shot, basically.
God, the confidence is just boiling over the brim. Breeze comes in, 2 kills and another couple across EG, so they find 3. But against the 12-round count of Cloud9, you can't help but feel like this one is over. There's only one way to come back. You could be getting ready for the biggest comeback ever. So make sure you guys stay tuned, and we'll see you after the break.
Are you looking at me? Pretty shoes on my feet. Are we gonna get flexy? Gonna walk so dangerous. Wanna jump into the rush. So sexual. We're beautiful. Gonna be forever young. Playing dirty in the sun. We are beautiful. Kiss me like you mean it. You're my dirty little secret. 'Cause I'm feeling high, running wild. Do you wanna spend the night? You know you're gonna like it. 'Cause I'm looking at you. Gonna get you in your birthday suit. Get you gone when we're through. Gonna walk so dangerous. Wanna jump into the rush. So sexual. We're beautiful. Gonna be forever young. Playing dirty in the sun. We are beautiful. We are beautiful. We are beautiful. Are you looking at me? Pretty shoes on my feet. Are we gonna get flexy? Gonna walk so dangerous. Wanna jump into the rush. So sexual. We're beautiful. Gonna be forever young. Playing dirty in the sun. We are beautiful. Gonna walk so dangerous. Wanna jump into the rush. So sexual. We're beautiful. Gonna be forever young. Playing dirty in the sun. We are beautiful. We are
I'm still not quite sure what I just witnessed, but I liked it. Cloud9, incredible pace set in that 12-round T side that had Evil Geniuses scratching their head. And unlike Nuke, where Stanislaw could at least save his team, poor guy couldn't find footing across those first 15. But we're back into it for the second pistol. Tarek's gonna get charged down on Ivy, and here we go. A great start for Evil Geniuses. This game's not over yet.
Yeah, not at all. Can't write off either team. Definitely see they're both capable of the comebacks. And this is a great start from EG. 2 up means, yeah, basically no hope in hell. I mean, it would take more than heroics for Floppy to dig him out of this one. Even scouring out for information, I think there's just a fake towards outside, a single smoke, a very lonely smoke, but a situation where you don't even want to waste utility, right? Yeah, they pull the rotate. OC has no choice but to respond, and it looks like they actually were running it back outside for a second. In fact, are they?
Yes, they
Yeah,
are.
I guess they are.
They brought it back over, and not important because Cirque, well, he's just going to go ahead, take the heads-up duel, get the kill, get the pistol in the back pocket for Evil Geniuses. But it is just the pistol. We also saw EG win the first pistol of the second half on Nuke, only to lose the follow-up round. So be cautious of this force buy here from Cloud9. You know their confidence has to be boiling over at this point. The triple scout single FAMAS Deagle 5-piece, a classic.
Yeah, and double up on Ivy, some damage dealt. They're gonna have 2 people peeking. Of course, the buy up from Cloud9. Smoke's not exactly on the mark, but it might be for a purpose. Oh, another tag on Ethan, but Breeze is picking up the pieces, and here is where we see the importance of taking top trains from T-Con over top of your own smokes, maintaining distances, and it's really only the scouts that are scary at that point. But, you know, you can't play the game and not expect play the game with just the fear of getting a scout headshot. You've got to take some risks, and those are definitely the safer ones. So a really good anti-eco that involves a lot of IV control. The setup, I think, was a good response with the double or the double IV play. But, you know, still, you expect the team with the better guns to win ultimately, even though Cloud9 do bring that ferocity when they only have weak pistols to work with.
I think you hit it on the head when you said that, you know, you have to move forward. You can't just play afraid of a scout headshot. And one of the best ways to get through that sort of a setup is the tempered aggression that we saw from Evil Geniuses. You know, Cloud9, they're only going to work a triple scout setup if you give them those kinds of shoulder-peaked aim duels. You know, they're hoping that you play them as if it's a pistol versus rifle advantage. Getting up in their faces, spraying them down, moving quickly, and like you said, taking to the top of the train yard to get that line of sight into Z really helped out. So nicely done by Breeze. Still a 7-round disadvantage to the favor of Cloud9, of course. And this round should be even easier than the last. There is not 3 scouts, but only 1. And of course, that FAMAS still within the mix.
Well, they actually put a lot of effort here into, with 3 people trying to get that nade damage in. We know Stanislaw likes his triple nades. And a dual one inside, that's very nice. That opens up the map a little bit here for Evil Geniuses, 5-4. You know, taking this round very seriously, despite the fact that it's easier than last, just because, you know, anything could be tragic for Evil Geniuses. A lot of good map control here being taken by Cloud9 versus the outside split, but Sonic's not going to be that useful when they start to come out of IV. So the triple inner setup doesn't work out too well, and I think Sonic is only making his teammates feel more comfortable with their idea to stack, since he hasn't seen anything here.
Bomb will be planted on this A site. But so be it. Tarek,
oh, wow.
He gets him off of the flash assist from Ethan.
Well, that was nice.
That.
I mean, they actually, you know, they made sure that that's the one choke point they left unattended. They said, okay, we'll clear that out properly since we haven't seen anyone outside. Why would they be stacking without any information? And they were correct. Cloud9 did look for a lot of information, but not in that. And part of it was Sonic in that position in T-Con. So they've got half the rounds of Cloud9, but they have had a very good start. We have a lot to learn about their T side. We know they play train.
That's the thing that kind of shocked me so much about the first half is that we know EG are no slouches here on train, but that defense just couldn't quite handle the sheer tenacity of Cloud9.
This was really the one map that opened up the veto for them last year, where since they could play it versus Astralis, didn't have to be banned. It's one more map that they could play. Liquid, on the other hand, you know, did not play Nuke whatsoever. Still don't. So, yeah, a boon for them. But Cloud9 clearly are a different level of threat on this map.
At least they were in the first half. They've come up empty-handed at the start of CT side. But, of course, this being their first real buy. The FAMAS and Scout were still moved forward, and that actually means 2-scope guns, because OC prioritizes the op.
Oh,
and then
boy.
we get M4 sprinkled in. Floppy inside of the smoke. Cheeky. Does get Ethan, but Cirque's there to trade it immediately. That's going to draw a little bit of a rotate from Cloud9, trying to throw JT to the front line. And they've got to be cautious, because leaving Ivy could spell disaster. Evil Genius is really playing a different tempo than that of Cloud9. They are still all across the map, and they're leaving options open.
Yeah, very good point. It'll be hard to get a read on this setup. Smoke lands. Modem doesn't seem worried about it whatsoever. In fact, can kind of watch both sides. That helps out a little bit. Oh, wow, that's a great flash to the top of Ivy. They take out that threat, and now they can actually still continue on with that inner split. But look at the rotates. They already know.
Yep. They've got the 2 CTs trapped inside of Z, Sonic, and OC, both with a kill apiece. Now that bomb drops over on the B site, and it is the 2v2. And Evil Geniuses still have Tarek on A. If Breeze can grab their attention long enough, then maybe Tarek comes in on this, but no, he's not even going to flank. He's going to go for the post plant, and I think that's smart. Just sprint over as quick as can be. He knows the CTs are somewhere back here, and he's able to answer. Tarek down to 51 health. Sonic 58. Bomb gone to the halfway point as well. Sonic's just going to try to stick it, and Tarek deletes him. So that's a 7th for Evil Geniuses, now within 5 of Cloud9. But that's a round that looked like Evil Geniuses from the get-go. We still went into the 2 versus 2, surprisingly enough.
That's true, and that was with a scout and an op for sure. Yeah, nice Molotov afterwards for OC to flush out that last kill, or the second last kill. But Tarek is of course the MVP of the round. He flashes up Ivy to allow Stanislaw to get a kill on a full flash player. Then he maintains his presence outside, so they're still watching their flank, and time ticks so low that he can call out that 1v1, and in fact gets the last 2 kills of the round on top of that with a good rotation. So he kind of did it all in that round, positionally, information-wise, and also fragging-wise. So now he's up to 17 kills and played a key role, and now they move into this round where Cloud9 look like they can buy to even up their money, but not buy down to 0 and have a full buy. They're going to have a couple of scouts, a couple of sets of half armor, some utility to work with, and I'm curious what Evil Geniuses decide to do on this round. Will it be a fast outside play, or are they going to try to pay some love to Ivy as well?
Yeah, I'm curious if the straight up aggression, the type of tempo we saw from Cloud9, whether that's kind of been ripped out of EG's playbook because they're playing on such a small margin of error. You know, I'm sure they're more than happy to occasionally throw something a little faster, but you cannot be ready for that. OC with a cracking headshot, one of 2 scouts in the round.
He's got all the, it's like one of those kills, you have to check the kill feed to make sure you're like, that guy died.
That is what
right?
I just saw, right?
Yeah.
Dodging the grenade, minimal damage. Molotov's gonna fluster 2 of them, so Modem's just on his own here towards Ivy. Stands low, so you wouldn't think he wants to be too much of a pressure point, but what's that?
Oh, wow. Modem hurt him. Oh, this is a really big deal for Cloud9, actually. They can focus forward. They have Ivy control. Dangerous spots.
Yep. Good thing Tarek gets the first kill on this commitment, and Ethan follows suit. That's 2 for Tarek. Floppy's flank, though, coming in from ladder. Caught out. So both Tarek and Ethan with a couple kills apiece. Modem was mollied off. By the time he arrives to the bomb site, he's outnumbered 1-4. This is EG with an 8th. And this T side slowly but surely racking up the rounds.
Yeah, we get to the point where it doesn't matter what happened in the first half, where it's close enough now. You can entertain the thought of a comeback, seems very viable at this point. This, of course, is just another decent attempt, though, on an eco. So ultimately, we'll have basically what's the second rifle round of the game right here and now, and we'll see if they can put together something special. Sonic and OC both open. OC, first man to take a frag. Tarek gets taken out. He had a spawn to go for that pick. OC was blind, but OC was not afraid.
And that's what I was waiting for, whether or not we'd get some kind of tempered aggression. Whoa, Ethan. Dangerous game. Tries to line up the nade, and he does do a bit more chip damage versus the very same player he almost got. But Modem, whether or not he's on 46 health, still stands. 4 members of Cloud9 early on this A site, and they're just locking it down because this is a good advantage to be hanging on to. The best advantage they've had on a CT-sided round.
Lurk out here from Mr. Surkey. He's got a buddy behind him. Once he's spotted, bomb will be as well. After waiting that out, he'll take his first peek. Kind of.
Ooh, he gets shot by Sonic, who follows up with a second bullet, then even tags Breeze. These AWPs, please, give us a chance. Give EG something to work with, because that was an utter shutdown once they had the double man advantage.
It was really quite beautiful to have all of those kills go towards ops, which, you know, you're putting the most amount of money into. They come in at the beginning portion of the round.
Pimp's Corner coming at you hot.
Yeah, boys, it is not looking good for Evil Geniuses. That being said, though, they have found a little bit of success so far. This push, as you see coming out from Ivy right here, explosive plays, Stanislaw being fleshed out, taking down Modem. That forces JT to make a move, go aggressive towards Breeze right here. And if they can do more of that aggressive playstyle, that's going to be great.
I was able to visualize, because it was described so well, exactly what happened that round. And we obviously got to watch it live as well. Thank you so much, Pimp,
Thanks, man.
for that hot and quick analysis. Just like Pimp, hot and quick.
Every day of the week. 12 days straight this group stage. The first day of the second half, of course. Our opening matchup here between Cloud9 and Evil Geniuses for the NA coverage. But, whoa, let's go. Already starting to charge outside of T-Con. Sonic and JT, though, trying to hold this line, trying to keep Ethan back. And he's just going to charge forward here. He's got the smoke over towards Ivy to cut off too, so his kill versus JT could be crucial. But JT jumps up, getting one before being cut down by Tarek. Now, they've spotted those numbers at the depths of Ivy. What can they do about it, though? Sonic, he doubles back, tries to get line of sight towards E-Box. That smoke is crucial to get Cirque out of trouble. Tarek's committed behind the green train. A couple of players about to walk into his crosshair, so if they can time this properly, I think Cloud9 may be all right. Deep smoke first and foremost. Tarek ready for the bomb, and there it is. Quick first headshot. Cirque in with the AWP. He puts down the molly and seals the deal. Tarek getting it done. Self-immolates in celebration. 4 rounds the lead.
Try one more time here with the stats helix. Evil Geniuses, they're far behind, but they need to be more explosive. Stanislaw being smoked out and flashed out right here. Explosive play within 50 seconds of the round. That forces JT to make a move going in towards Breeze, as the potent split towards inner is potent. 40 seconds after the round, this aggressive playstyle from Evil Geniuses, that's what they need to do if they want to turn around this game.
Thank you so much, Pimp. And to tack onto that, hot, quick, and potent is Mr. Pimp. 4 rounds the difference here for EG, and a fantastic post-plant situation. Really well played by Tarek up until the moment where he ran
All part of the
volley.
plan.
All part of the plan. Maybe it's all part of the Grandmaster plan. I don't know. Economy still matters quite a lot, so that might actually come into play. It might matter, but at least they've got a free eco round here to build back up for what they just lost.
You know, I know it might be a stretch to find the benefits of lighting yourself on fire, but it does send a message.
It does send a message, yeah. We do know that. Monks know that.
Floppy.
That is an axiom of monks.
Get the dig out. Up close, he gets the first one, and he's...
Dude!
Gonna combine with Modem for a second. They are working with minimal tools. And a chance, because Cirque gets caught out up on cycle. JT, the D, it's all working. Stanislaw, he's going to take damage. Breeze back in, trying to do it all, but he too is dropped to 29 health. Both of these EG players left sub 30 HP. The same can be said for Cloud9. This one's going to come down to the damn wire. Modem jumps up, clears Stanislaw off of the bomb site. Breeze having to clutch. He needs 4 kills in the round. He's playing the same position as Tarek in the last, and he almost lines them up. The tap through smoke. What do you know? Evil Geniuses survive.
Doesn't take another point of damage. Breeze, goddamn, out ladder, 2 kills when they need it the most. Even before he came out of the ladder, I think Stanislaw got tagged down with a scout. Left to his own devices, man. Had to make magic happen. Of course he can. Of course he will. Another great post plant. Drags him back into it.
That's one of those rounds, Cloud9 remind you that at any moment, they're looking to secure a 14th.
Holy smokes. Sonic just jumped through. That could have been into a full execute. But now they have info, and Floppy gets a kill. Back to the double ops. I like the adjustment. I mean, they had that super clean rounds, and a round that came very close with a slight loss. But I think it's the right idea. In the straight-up defaults that Evil Geniuses want to play, I think Cloud9 have found ways to pick them apart on multiple parts of the map.
Floppy gets a bit lucky this round. He limp arms his smoke as he falls back. It was meant to be blocking off ramp. Imagine a world where Evil Geniuses decide to sprint down ramp, trying to trade him out. And that wasn't covered off. Breeze, ooh, not going to be able to cover with the flash. Luckily for the T's, they get past Floppy first and foremost. JT with the 1 kill. Floppy still back here with Sonic by his side. The double ops looking to ride them into the 14th round. Now, Floppy missing another, but Sonic picking up the pieces, and Stanislaw trying to pick up the clutch. He has 3 snipers against him.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, 3 versus 1, but it is Stanislaw. Big 30 from last game. Oh, Molotov. Oh! Does it
Molly
land
goes down,
properly?
bottom's gonna
Yeah, they
stick it.
still got enough time. Yeah. Wow, give him a graffiti. Give him a graffiti for that one.
And everybody's burning to a crisp. It's coming down to the wire. Snipers all across the map. Even when Floppy's missing shots, Sonic's picking up the pieces, and that was huge. Look, him inside of the flames for Cirque on ramp. Gets the one through the legs. That's bonus points.
My favorite part is how neither of them are even OC. I don't know. He gets it this time. Floppy, I think, took it off of the spawn. Or no, they're just going to maintain the 3 ops. Why not? Everybody get a kill.
OC could have struck fear in their hearts had he grabbed him with the wall bang, but not meant to be. Ethan works down to the bottom of Pop Dog, and this is a silent walkout from Evil Geniuses. Smoke starting to fade, and they get real close. Sonic, he's getting sprayed through the edge of the smoke. That actually allows him to go for the kill, and he gets it? Unbelievable. Evil Geniuses, they're going to keep trying to sprint into the A site. They're looking to follow through on their first fumble. JT out from Z, playing close smoke. And there that bomb is just on the other side of this. They're anticipating a jump up, but it just doesn't happen. Ethan close versus JT to get a kill, but Floppy catches his chest. And it's a one-man advantage here in the retake, but all 3 CTs have snipers still. Sonic inside of the smoke. Easy flick shot for Stanislaus, trying to get that 10th on the board. Floppy, he's over towards E-Box side. They could just go ahead and cover up the bomb, but Cirque, he's confirmed the last 2 CTs, both here trying desperately to rob away the round. The tap gets the peak, but they find nothing more for it. Evil Geniuses punishing the snipers in the retake.
Yeah, and Cirque only has the AK to deal with, gets 3 kills on that outside split. Really, really well done by him. Man, the lurkout looked like it was going to fall flat on its face. The retake's not so strong for Cloud9, but of course, you're going to retake with 3 ops. It's never going to be a great time. So they had to really be preventative in that situation. Stop any situation where a plant can go down, and EG with the contact play is just the right amount of brilliance. Not overthinking it too hard.
Softening up that one UMP. And then poor Modem, well, he tries to run forward, but that just puts him into the line of sight of Ethan. They're losing the players off of the bomb site too. Floppy coming in will do nothing on this flank. Evil Geniuses, they have been keeping this series close. And I kind of can't believe it. I was thinking this was a write-off, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Cloud9 struggling to erect a defense.
They need to just basically figure out their retakes and post-plant situations. Like their post-plants on Nuke, the retakes on this map are basically the big deal. Because in the early to mid round, they're doing a good job of finding picks. But of course, you know, Evil Geniuses are still going to be able to win a good percentage of the rounds despite picks being found. And that's part of what makes them such a great team. So if Cloud9 want to keep up with that level of pedigree, they've got to figure out those couple of things.
Wow.
File under unlikely. Historically, teams who get 3 CT rounds win in regulation less than 1% of the time on train. And yeah, I mean, this is Cloud9 getting 2 rounds this half so far. EG staging a monumental comeback. But just like on Dust 2, it was Cloud9 to take the path of least resistance. Evil Geniuses have done a bit of the same. They've won all the right rounds. They've won some rounds very convincingly, and they forced the maximum amount of ecos out of the CTs.
Here we go. The 1%. Evil Geniuses. See if they can make that statistic reign true. Very quickly over to the upper box halls. Anticipating maybe Floppy going for another peek. He has posted up here at times, but for now, he is back on the bomb site. Floppy, a very strong B site anchor as well on train.
Mm-hmm.
Fun to watch if you're looking to learn the position. Here we have it though. Evil Geniuses gonna try and commit down ramp. Floppy gets the 1 and off of the flashbang repeat. Continuous spray down. A little bit ambitious trying to get that USP frag, but hell, JT's got another one in the mix over towards the A site. Cirque desperately trying to jump over to the opposite side of Oil Train. He could have already had that bomb planted, but he expected a peek. Decides instead to plant it within the site. Tarek, 99 health. And Cirque already low, but still capable to rip heads clean off. Catches Sonic on the top rope, goes back for more. OC's gonna wallbang him, and Tarek's gonna have to come in with the 1 versus 3. Kicks it off with the first kill, sees the first of the last 2, and decides not to commit. Instead, just playing around with them, doing it silently as they jump onto the bomb. He's caught with his knife out, and that's gonna cost them. Cloud9 have done it. 15 rounds. So EG will not be that 1% that wins train in regulation, but there is a world where this goes to OT.
Yeah, I think it's good to keep that question mark alive for sure. This is a pretty awesome round just from Floppy alone. I mean, Cirque comes low in this situation. As you mentioned, if he didn't try to pull out the USP, I mean, they don't even get close. So this is a super sick pull back into the round by Cirque to get that kill, turned it into 2 more, and make this more competitive. But we stand. Map 2 was Stanislaus' best KD differential ever on Nuke. Wow, that's pretty crazy because yeah, he's played Nuke many times, had very many successful maps. So that is a pretty cool stat line. We've seen many firsts so far here at DreamHack Masters Spring, and that's another one to pile on to the big pile of them.
It's wild that literally confirms it took Stan's best Nuke performance ever to keep them in this series.
True.
And it looked like it was supposed to be a quick one, but the comeback has looked real for EG. They had a small margin of error. They have known that since second pistol, so nothing has technically changed, except for Cloud9, now 1 away from locking up this series, from opening up Group B with the upset. Their other opponents, 100 Thieves and Gen G. This could very well inspire a potential upset for the tomorrow's match as well.
A lot of these early rounds for EG have come down to the outside takes with Ivy present. A good double nade drop. They force JT back, and Tarek, through the cover of smoke, is able to take JT out. Continuation spray does not work. The delayed drop throws his aim off a bit. I think after he sees the 2 nades, he's expecting the drop right away. Of course, you're going to hold the mouse 1 down. Maybe that was part of it. Maybe Tarek just missed the hole. I think both options are entirely possible. Yeah, sometimes. Usually it's the wrong hole. This time, just missed the first one. Okay, Stanislaus up to the top of Ivy. Modem knows that there's going to be players here lurking, but who's going to win? Oh, it's the flash.
Very nice. Well timed. Blinds, more than 1, but luckily there was 3. So EG trying to bring this one into overtime, getting closer to the A site, but they haven't found a way past Sonic, so unless Breeze is meant to clutch, it's all cut down. Sonic, not even the primary opper for Cloud9, and yet he's posting clips like that one. A solid 1-man showing there to finish this one up on train. But 1-man showings are kind of what we got throughout this entire series at times. Again, my brain cannot just erase the image of Stanislaus going next level on Nuke, completely keeping them in this, or else we would have been done an hour and a half ago, Launders. But that's it. Cloud9, they completely upset. They best EG, and I don't think this is that surprising, really. Again, we've entered this realm of online Counter-Strike, and DreamHack Masters Spring 2020 has just been full of these wild results.
Yeah, Dust 2 was my favorite, but only by a small margin. It's one of the best series that I've seen in recent memory. Really exciting back and forth, really tough loss there for EG, but at the same time, that's a Cloud9 like we've never seen.
So that's that. 1 in the bag for Cloud9. They're going to start the group with the 1-0. And as I said just at the end of the map, our next matchup for North America will be the second Group B opener, 100 Thieves versus Gen G tomorrow. Same place, same time. Of course, 2 best-of-3s for the European portion of the tournament as well tomorrow. So plenty more Counter-Strike. 12 days of group stage, 7 days deep. We'll see you guys tomorrow, but of course, make sure you stay tuned to see what the analysts have to say about that third and final map.
Cloud9 take train and they take the series. Not once, but twice in recent form, taking down EG, who gave it their best, gave it their all, But again, certain individuals on the team aren't able to perform to the level that we know and that we have seen many, many times. But it's on the C9 side that they just seem to be getting better. It doesn't matter which maps we're going to, they're able to handle business, and Train was also impressive. Their first half especially, we thought EG was going to have some sort of an epic comeback potentially into it, but it just wasn't there for him.
I was looking super solid from Cloud9 throughout. I wouldn't say it's necessarily sad they didn't close it out earlier, but that would have been, icing on the cake in the sense that we could really sit back with a feeling that they were in full control. It got a bit close at the end, but at the end of the day, a win is a win, and I think they can be super proud of what they performed tonight.
Definitely so. And I mean, even just the pace throughout this entire series, just never letting go and completely just, it seemed like they were outplaying EG on multiple fronts on their T side on this train. And it's so strange to think that EG weren't able to ever stop any of those outside hits, outside rushes.
Yeah, it was a similar story to what we saw on Nuke, but at least for EG on Nuke, right, they were able to find some success in it once they swapped on over. But this time around, Cloud9 just kept on delivering. And this again just puts us in a position where the NA scene is just up in the air, and that phone's ringing once again. We've got Floppy with us from C9 coming in with this, and he's got a smile on his face, and rightly so after that one. Not once, but twice besting EG now in best of 3 series. They do make it difficult for you guys, though. It looked like we thought we were going to get a 2-0 with Nuke. Did you guys think that?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of threw Nuke pretty much. We had like 3 different post plans. We're up like 4v2, 4v3 that we definitely should have won, but I don't know. We definitely threw Nuke. I don't know how it happened, but it happened.
It seemed like throughout this series, a lot of your strategies, I mean, it almost looked like from an overview perspective that they were catered completely for EG because they just fell for it hook, line, and sinker multiple times. You were finding those entries. Were these strats catered to EG, or was this just your playstyle and just peak performance?
I think more it's a combination of both, really. We had a lot of good reads versus EG today, and Johnny obviously like called really well today. That's why we got like a 12-3 T side train today. Like it was actually crazy, and everything just worked out at the end with just knowing what they do and the stuff we prepared for this morning.
It seems to me like every time I'm watching you guys, you're growing to becoming a better and better team. One thing I do notice, though, is the fact that your T sides are incredibly good and your CT sides often are struggling a little bit, and vice versa. I mean, Overpass, for example, I think is a great example. Super strong on the CT side, on the T side, a bit too one-dimensional. What do you think is your next step as a team in order to get up where it's really, really fun to be part of the top American team, but potentially also the international team?
Yeah, I think definitely we have to work on our CT side. Of course, like train, we definitely like almost just went to OT against EG just now. So I think we just have to look into what exactly we're lacking, whether it's comms or like certain setups, protocols, stuff like that. So we're just gonna have to watch the demo and see what went wrong.
What is your take on it? What do you feel went wrong on train since you didn't close it out instantly?
Well, CT side train, I'm inner, so I don't really know what's going on outside a lot. I think they abused Ivy a little bit too much on us, and we kind of just gave it up quite a bit. So I think that match specifically, I think we need to work on Ivy, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, Potter, I was waiting to see if you got anything else there, so I'll fire away some more. So Floppy, one thing I was going to look at with this is you guys, when you first got picked up by C9, there was obviously a lot of people thinking, oh, this roster's not going to be able to do anything, they're not going to be able to be competitive. You guys have been grinding, you guys have been practicing, you guys are putting up some really decent results right now. How does it feel to kind of be able to prove people wrong based on the initial thoughts on it all?
I think obviously you're going to get haters no matter what you do, no matter if you're playing good or bad. So what other people say doesn't really matter. What matters is that we try our best to have efficient practice and perform our best in matches based off the practice we do.
And how do you plan to keep on improving and keep this kind of steady growth going?
That's up to JT. That guy's literally the mastermind. He's a genius and just tells us what to do, and we do it, and it works out, so it's good.
And how's it for you personally?
I do have another question.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, go, Paul. You fire.
Those pictures behind you, are those all selfies? Can you
No,
walk us through those pictures?
No, my mom made a couple of like photo albums and just hang them up on my bedroom wall.
That's
She
awesome.
thought it'd be nice, so it looks pretty nice.
No, it is nice.
I got one more question for Floppy as well, because you're not with the rest of the team, and I want to know, does that affect you in any way, or is there stuff you're missing out on, or how does it all work in terms of keeping you guys synergized?
I don't think it's that big of a deal considering, I mean, I've known these guys for like 8 months now, is specifically OC like over a year now. So I think it kind of sucks just not seeing them in person, but I think especially during like the whole coronavirus thing and just like being in a team, we've lived together for like the past 8 months, and while everything's online, I figured it'd be okay for me to go home and just play online. So we're still playing online CS. I think LAN CS is more like, it brings a better bond compared to like online CS, so I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Okay, well, it's definitely not affecting your performance either, because you had a great performance across the entire series.
Thank you.
And you kicked off this group in absolutely brilliant fashion. So we're looking forward to the rest of your games, mate. And I'll let you get on with the rest of your day. Thank you very much for your time.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
C9 there, getting the job done, starting strong in their group as well. And this, again, I feel like we say this about every group, but it's just such a wild world we're living in with this online CS. Like, we try to make predictions, we try to see what's going on, different performances, different players going up and down. And I think it's just one of those things right now where you really can't predict CS at the moment.
No, and it's quite an interesting team to me as well. I think Cloud9 is getting slowly, surely, and you know, by every game they play a little bit better. And it's still, you look towards some of the maps, you think Overpass, for example, they play that quite a lot. The T side is super, super horrible. They can only go B side. It's like they don't know the A side exists. But then again, you look towards the CT side and Overpass, super, super strong. What we saw today against EG, I think overall a great team, and Floppy, the man himself, was probably the MVP of this game as well, performing well throughout. So it's an interesting team, and I think Cloud9 is onto something when they're getting better and better every single game.
Phone is ringing. We've got Zews from EG to talk to us this time around. And Zews, maybe not the start you guys would have wanted there. I'm going to just focus a little bit on Train to start things off with. That CT side was severely lacking. What did you put that down to?
Put it down to what it is. We weren't able to hold one mid rush to save our lives in that match. They were really solid in what they did, and we came up with a few solutions, but something was always going off, like the pathing or something was always off, and we didn't have the right solution until closer to the end, when we just tried to bombard them with nades, let them come out and give it to us. And the only rounds we got were when they were crossing through was Smoke Ivy, I think, and something to that extent where we did the HEs and then fell back. So we didn't come up with the right solution fast enough. We had a good T side on that. They had a really good one with that. Props to them. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's kind of what they did. They just kept abusing one thing that we couldn't counter.
And also, you obviously have just come into EG here. How is it for you working with these guys? Are you still trying to find your feet with it all and work out the exact system with you in place?
Yeah, so it's a new experience because it's nice being in an American team again. It's a lot different than what I was used to in MIBR at the moment. And I think I found my footing pretty easily on them, but we did have to reset. Like, the situation, what it was is, like, they were kind of unconfident, a little, like, they weren't broken, they were just a little lost. So we're all just restructuring everything from the beginning. So it is a process again. It takes a little while. We're already showing a lot of better things when we're doing composure. And so it's a little bit different, but I'm that kind of guy that was brought in to help try and organize things for them and help them just find the path, because they're insane players. They're really talented. They're hardworking. So it's a matter of time, and just about kind of having these ideas together as a team. And that's kind of where we are right now. We're all still finding our footing, but it's evolving already.
You as a coach have, of course, worked with some of the best players North America has to offer, including me as well, right? One of the best players out there. How do EG compares to your time in Liquid? You had John, you had Elise, you had Nitro in Liquid, right? Some of the best players over there. How do a guy like Breeze and Cirque and Ethan compare to those guys?
So to me, it kind of feels like a Liquid 2.0 in a sense, because they're younger, they're like highly skilled, and they have such good like a baseline of Counter-Strike. Their instinct tells them to do something, and it's normally right because they've been watching it, but sometimes they just don't know why. So it's kind of right there. We're trying to get everyone understanding the why, so that those reactions will come more conscious rather than just reactionary. So it's a really cool experience in that sense, because it's hard to compare teams because everyone's going to be different. It's like we only have 5 players and it's kind of on their traits, but I do see a lot of similarities. They're the young guns who have a big path in front of them, and like they're already as good as it is. With structure, with time, they can get to the top and maintain it consistently, which has always been my goal with Liquid and now with Evil Geniuses.
Speaking of reactionary, it did seem like today EG wasn't able to handle any of the aggression coming out of Cloud9. When you started off today, starting off the series, did you guys expect Cloud9 to be as aggressive as they were, finding so many duels as they did?
Unfortunately, we did. So that's kind of it. Like, we're still finding our footing. We knew what they were doing. Like on Dust 2, we had a really good first half, and we knew for their second half that they like to come out mid pretty, like, without flashes, trying to be sneaky. They'll just throw the smokes from inside of mid rather than from outside, so we don't have that time to react. They have their long stuff, but we kind of didn't adapt to it. On Nuke, it was the same thing. Like, we knew that it was, if we saw the set strat smokes, they were actually either going to use it or pop B, pop A, something like that. And on Train and maintain the same. They have kind of that similar style throughout the series. They maintain it, at least in this one, where it was a big set of nades and a lot of things, and they're either actually going or faking off of it. It was really fast. So we knew, we just couldn't counter. So it's on us to go over our mistakes now, understand why the decisions that we made weren't the correct ones. But we definitely knew. So I don't think it was like we didn't have everyone performing on par today. I think Nuke, we honestly should have lost and we won. And Dust 2, we threw like hell. So like it was one map to each, and Train was just that. We didn't have one strat. So I think Cloud9 ultimately did deserve it. Like, we gotta give them props. They're a team that stays together. Like you guys were talking before the match, people doubted them, but there's a pretty solid unit, and they're coming up with the strats, grinding together and getting better together. So I think today, props to them, and it's our loss that we messed up.
Forgetting about today's game, forgetting about the rocky start you've had with Evil Geniuses so far, where are you guys seeing yourself in 2-3 months from now on? Are you going to be back to a team that is going to compete for titles, or do you think you need a little more time to get all this restructuring going?
Oh, Zews, we sadly can't hear you. We've lost you, mate. And it's always a pleasure to talk to you. I do love hearing your voice, but we're going to have to save it for another time, mate. We'll keep this going. Technical issues happen. This is what happens with online CS. But Zews always gives some great answers for us, and that's one thing we can certainly appreciate here. And it's going to be more about the comeback now for EG going into this.
Yeah, so basically what he said, just to answer my question, right, is that give them a little more time. They're already getting better. The results are coming slowly but surely, but he expects them to be competitive within a relatively short period of time. And I think that's what we're seeing as well. Christine, you and I, we talked about it coming into this game. Results-wise, it hasn't been looking good for Evil Geniuses, but the way they play on the server is not too bad. I mean, it's just a few things they need to get going, and then Ethan having a horrible showing tonight. We don't see that often. He's one of the best players in the world when he gets it going. So if he can find form, if he can find consistency and find the confidence again, I'm 100% sure that Evil Geniuses is going to be up there in the top 5 for not only being the best North American team, but also a team that can compete for titles.
Yeah, we definitely saw it towards the end of last year, and it's only a matter of time until they'll be back up there again. They definitely have the pieces from what you guys were saying. But we're getting towards the end of the day, so that means we get to look back at all the action that we saw take place today. And well, we kicked things off with a real big bang. It was Fnatic going up against Spirit, and okay, we said about this right at the end of yesterday that like Spirit had great opportunity to do well here, but to take a 2-0 against Fnatic, damn, that's hot.
That is hot, and not just even 2-0, but a 16-3 spanking on Nuke, just taking the Fnatic Legends and saying, hey, we're gonna just spank you right there. So it was really quite the showing from Spirit. It was incredible to watch.
And then we come into our next game, right? That was FaZe going up against Godsent, and both teams with new changes to the roster. FaZe literally just happening, yesterday, and then we come into this and we get to see B-Mass show us what he's got, and he certainly did able to hold his own. And I saw his tweet afterwards. He was even saying that, okay, many times he was feeling quite nervous. He didn't want to do anything too stupid. Well, he didn't look stupid in many situations, that's for sure.
No, I think he played a great game, and I think he was playing smart throughout, especially on the T side. He had a lot of impact, and we saw this nice flick he also did entering on the Nuke bomb side. I think overall, both him and Farley, as we see right here, they can be relatively proud of their performance today. Obviously, coming into a new team, playing the first official game, you're always going to be a little bit nervous. There's always going to be some nerves and limited time of practice as well. I think both FaZe and Godsent, despite obviously one of them losing the game, can be relatively satisfied with what they showed today.
Well, let's take a look at our Corsair play of the day, and this time it has to be Cirque. 4 kills on Dust 2 going up against Cloud9, and this man is just a beast with the AWP in hand.
Yeah, we didn't see as much today as I would have liked coming out of Cirque, but every single time he had that AWP in his hands, I mean, he popped off with it. And it's so crisp. Even thinking back on that Nuke match when he popped through the T-Red and found the kill right through those boxes. I mean, he looked very crisp today. And it's surprising that EG lost in the fashion that they did with Cirque hitting the shots that he was.
And I definitely agree with Christine right there, because he's going to be a key, like a big key for the recipe that is going to be the Evil Geniuses' success. Of course, we know Breathe, we know Ethan, they're going to be great. They're going to be some of the best rivals out there. But if you want to compete against the very best teams in the world, having an AWP player like Cirque feeling the game and taking over a game like we know Cirque can do, like he did back in 2018 and in some periods in 2019, that's going to be the key to success for them. So good to see him playing well.
Now, as always, the show must go on, but it's starting tomorrow now for our next 3 best of 3s. And we're going to have FaZe Clan going up against Team Spirit. Now, what we just saw from Team Spirit, this game could be real crazy. I'm super excited to see this one go down.
Me too. I think it's going to be a great game, and I think Spirit realistically have a chance of putting on a lot of pressure on towards FaZe Clan. I wouldn't go as far as saying they're the favorites, but the way they've played recently, it should be a close game, Christine.
For sure. And I'm ready to see Bemis taking a little bit more risks. I think his mechanical skill can absolutely back him up. We saw it today in his performances. So, let's see if he comes out of his shell a little bit more tomorrow.
And then we've got Fnatic taking on Godsent, and well, we need to see a hell of a lot more from Fnatic because they can't find themselves going 0-2 early on here, and maybe Godsent will be an easier challenge for them.
Should be on the paper, right, coming in with a new roster, but that being said, Fnatic, they won. Was it Pro League, right? And they were playing some super solid Counter-Strike, and all of a sudden we didn't see him play well at all in Road to Rio, and starting out this tournament relatively slow as well. Something is a bit off in the Swedish camp, so hopefully they find a way to get that fixed for tomorrow.
And then I think the final game we're going to have, right, 100 Thieves versus Gen.G. To me, this could be as close as it can get between these two because Gen.G, they've been popping off recently. 100 Thieves, they've been Mr. Consistent with it all. But that's one straight off the bat without even looking at results to think, okay, this could truly be anyone's game.
Yeah, I'm so excited for this Gen.G matchup. I mean, we just saw Cloud9 showing a level that honestly I haven't seen before. Since Flashpoint, they've been elevating their gameplay. And I gotta say, I think Gen.G are right there with them. They've been proving that this Bented edition, this Psalm edition, it was no mistake. So I'm definitely looking forward to that series as well.
One of the most interesting teams to watch at the moment, isn't it, right?
Yeah.
They're winning a lot of games and they're coming out of nowhere. Depps being the in-game leader again, getting a project that actually believes in him. So many interesting storylines to follow on that one.
And with that roster specifically, I'm just so happy to see Bentet outside of Tyloo get himself on a roster where he can show himself. Yeah, it's the one we want, man. That's the one we want to see. But we're at the end of the day once again, guys. Thank you so much for kicking it with me. And thank you to all of you guys in Twitch chat. But we have to thank all of our sponsors for being a part of this because we have been able to keep this show going and we've still got plenty more days of Counter-Strike action to come your way. Corsair, Intel, Monster Energy, DTS, AT&T, and Betway. Without all of those supporting this event, it would not be possible right now to provide you guys at home with all of this amazing Counter-Strike action. But with that, it's time for us to end the show. We'll be back tomorrow. 3 more best of 3s. You won't want to miss it. Plenty more Counter-Strike action here at the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020.